KO, I love you. I love you, thank you so much.
Give it a little. Oh, damn. Oh, it makes me so happy. Makes me so happy. I mean, that says it all, that end bit. That's literally what my mind was doing in that moment. My mind was exploding. Hello my wonderful royals and welcome to my YouTube channel Weeekly K-pop Reacts, and today is all about kind of reflecting, I guess, upon my experience at Hallyu K-pop Fest, because I did want to do a video like this. I did want to do something to kind of talk about my experience at the event and kind of for myself, if nothing else, not even necessarily for you lot, but obviously that's a bonus, but also for myself, because I'm still trying to process what happened. I'm still trying to process the whole experience. So I thought I wanted to do a video where I kind of essentially just reflected on it all, talked about it and talked about what it was like and my experience of it. And so that's kind of what this video is about. Obviously, I didn't want to just be sat here talking to a camera the entire time, which is why I have kind of titled it about reacting to, because I am going to be watching my own personal meeting with Kep1er, which I recorded. Unfortunately, I didn't record the Everglow one. So when we did the Everglow meet and greet on the first day, at that point I thought, because it did say initially on the website you weren't allowed to record or anything, you were not allowed to record the meet and greets. So that's what I thought. So I went in, I was one of the first ones into the Everglow meet and greet. I was about 5th in line or something like that. So no one else had the cameras out or anything at that point in front of me. So I just went in thinking, well, I can't record, so I'm just gonna have to go through and experience and all the rest of it. It was only afterwards that I found out that actually people had just gone through with their phones recording it. And I was like, oh, okay, so we can record them. But I didn't realise for the Everglow one, which is why I've not got a recording of that, which is a massive shame. But I was thinking maybe getting hold of someone else's recording of one of the Everglow meet and greets, so I can still kind of talk about it, and we'll watch through one of those. And then maybe I'll get up like one of the performances or something, if I can find one of the recordings of the performances that I recorded, something like that. So yeah, I'm going to figure out stuff like that as we go, but I do want to kind of react to stuff as I'm going, so I can properly kind of talk about it and reminisce on my experiences. So I am just going to get straight into this thing. I'm not even going to do a let's do this. We're just going to go straight into my meeting Kep1er video, which I'll start with. In fact, no, I'll try and find, let me try and find a fucking Everglow one. Give me a sec. Okay, so I've managed to find a video of a meet and greet for Everglow. Obviously, like I say, this is not my video because I didn't record this. But this is a video of an Everglow meet and greet, so I thought, you know, I could put this on and kind of reflect that way, because it's basically a similar thing. Obviously, you walk past them and stuff. So I'll play it now. So this is essentially what happened during the meet and greet. Let's do it. So this is someone else. So I'm assuming in front of them somewhere, because I was near the front.
You look so stunning.
It's so amazing. I wish I'd spent more time. Look at me, oh my god. This is what I wanted. This is what I wanted.
You look so pretty.
That was the delay. I'll talk about that in a minute.
I'm so loud for you. I love your hair. Yeah. I'm so excited to see you tonight. I love you so much.
I wish I'd said stuff like this, you know what I mean? But I feel like I wasn't with it enough to say stuff like this. So that's the full video. Yeah, so this is something else, right, that, you know, was in hindsight was a shame. I mean, I'm not going to complain, because at the end of the day I got this experience and it was wonderful. But for some reason, right, on the Everglow one, I don't know what caused it, but there was a delay at one point. So we went through. So I was about the 5th in line. We went through to the other end. We did our meet and greet, went through, and then got to the end. And for whatever reason, there was a delay when at the end of the line, before we got let through the doors out of the meet and greet. There was some sort of delay. I don't know what it was. But it meant that the whole line stopped for a minute. And that's what's going on here. So I must be not too far in front of this person. And so these people got lucky, because they were stood in front of Everglow. this person was stood, it looks like pretty much in front of Mia, which is perfect, would have been perfect for me. As this delay happened, so they got like extra time because they were basically stood there waiting for the line to carry on moving, which is really frustrating because like for me, I just kind of walked all the way through, which is what you're supposed to do. So in hindsight, I kind of wish I'd been stuck there during that delay, but it was such just a wonderful experience. Credit to this person. I don't know if you happen to be likely to watch this video, but if you are, the person that recorded this, credit to that person for recording this and for having this recording and stuff. I'm glad you had such a wonderful experience as well. Yeah, again, this lives purely in my memories now, which is a shame. It's a shame I don't have a recording of it, but meeting Everglow was just incredible. The Mia Mia moment that I had. So before that, I might try and get the clip up if I can, because I did find a clip of it. During the red carpet event, we were all in a big huddle in front of the stage and stuff. So they came down the red carpet, they went down this little bit and came back again, and then went up on stage and did a whole thing on the red carpet. You may have seen videos of it already if you've tried to find them. And during that stage, at one point, I decided to shout Sarang Sarangeo Mia very loud, very loud. She did hear, everyone laughed, and she gave me a little heart, which was incredible. I might try and find the video if I can find it. And then, so during the meet and greet, I walked through, and obviously with Mia being one of my alts, I was very excited to see Mia specifically. Obviously, I was very excited to meet the whole group, but to meet Mia specifically, and I did think, right, I'm going to say the same thing. I'm just going to say something, Mia, I'm going to give her a heart and stuff. And she gave me a little heart back, and then she kind of laughed. And I think it's because she realised that I was that guy, that I was the guy that shouted at. She kind of, which was, yeah, just fantastic. Again, just such a fantastic moment. And then I started saying, like, I sort of panicked at that point. I started, like the rest of the group, I was saying, like, annyeonghaseyo and stuff like that, like saying hello and things. But this is what stressed me out about it, though. Like, it's so, in the moment, it's so hard to get your words out. It's so hard to think of things to say, especially when you're dealing with people that obviously don't necessarily speak a lot of your language. So I was there thinking, what Korean do I know? I need to say some Korean. But it was still wonderful. And like I said, I just wish I'd been more kind of composed so that I could have like greeted each member individually and had a moment with each individual member, which I don't feel like I did, because he kind of, especially with Kep1er later on as well, like, because there's even more members. So you kind of end up walking past some members and not giving them as much attention, and it's really annoying because, like, in hindsight you think, well, I want to stop with each member and have a moment with each member, but again, in the moment it's very hard because your mind's all over the place. Like, my mind was all over, especially after Mia. My mind was blown. I couldn't focus on anything else, to be quite honest. But again, such a wonderful experience. I will load up the Mia one, the Kep1er one as well. So this is my Kep1er experience. Like I say, some of you probably watched this already potentially, but I did want to kind of put it on. I'll pause it here. So this is my Kep1er meet and greet experiences. Again, obviously I knew at this point I could take my phone in. I was debating whether to do it because I thought, do I want to kind of potentially take away from my experience by having a phone in front of my face? In the end, I was able to do it in a way, because I had my sign as well. I had a sign that said Queen Dayon on it, which turned out to be a very good idea, because actually it got me a lot of attention from Dayon over the course of the day and stuff, and like, she kept kind of giving me special attention because she knew I had the sign, which was incredible. But because I had that and a phone, I was thinking, do I want to be juggling this stuff? I'm glad I did ultimately, because it's so nice to have this physical memory here that I can look back on to remember it by, which I have obviously seen a bunch of times at this point. But here we go again. Weeekly. There's a guy with a massive mohawk in front of me, which is what Weeekly is talking about there.
사랑해요. I love you. 감사합니다.
So, right, yeah. It's beautifully embarrassing watching it back. You know, when you're just in the moment, you're just like, sarangeo. That's it. Dayon saying I love you back, I will never forget. I will never ever forget. That was just one of those moments that will be lodged in my brain forever, seared in my brain. again, it was so wonderful. I kind of knew what I wanted to say because I kind of planned, right, I want to say this for Daeon, obviously. Like, she was my focus. I was like, right, I need to make sure that I get the Daeon bit right. And then after I'd kind of solidified what I wanted to say there, I thought, right, what you know, what else do I want to say to the other members? And again, it was just an amalgamation of stuff. Like I say, the fact that I was saying kamsamida straight after that is like, it's a Korean word I know. I know what it means, so I'm just gonna say that. I got a laugh from shouting, so she was laughing at that, bless her. And then luckily towards the end, I did manage to compose myself enough to give Bahia a little heart as well, which she responded in kind with, which made me very happy. At least I was able to compose myself a bit more at the end.
Hello.
I've restarted it again because I want to get to that point. It doesn't let you rewind these shots or something.
사랑해요. I love you. I love you. Thank you, sir.
Give it a little oh, damn. Oh, it makes me so happy. Makes me so happy. And then I gave, yeah, Bahia.
Thank you. Oh my god.
I mean, that says it all, that end bit. That's literally what my mind was doing in that moment. My mind was exploding. It's such an insane experience. I cannot describe it. For anyone that's had an experience like this, that's had one of these high touch experiences, or in any way, you know, been able to meet these idols and stuff like that, it's just something else. It's hard to put into words what happens to your body, what happens to you mentally and stuff, and emotionally when you go through something like that. It's mad. It's mad. I wish I could have got the camera work better. I wish I could control the camera a bit better. And that's the thing throughout the thing. Like, every time in the concerts and stuff like that, when I had my camera out, and in the red carpet, wherever it is, whenever like Daeon or somebody gives me some sort of interaction, my camera goes all wobbly. Like, my camera goes off somewhere else, and you know, it stresses me out because I watch it back. I'm like, for God's sake, just keep the camera still. But it's, again, you know, I ain't thinking about cameras in that moment. No way. It's the last thing on my mind. I will play this as well. So this is my recording of Weeekly by Kep1er. So this is one I think is worth showing because they do show a couple of interactions and things, but also it was just an incredible experience that second night because we were in the front row. So right at the front, right on the railing at the front of the stage and stuff. So we were right there, which was just incredible. And the first night I had a very good spot as well. It was slightly back from the front. So the first night I was on my own on VIP, apart from Flo, if you're watching Flo. He was also there for VIP, but the people that I initially went with, the group of people that I initially went with, which I'll talk about a bit more about in a bit. So they none of those had got the VIP for the first day, but then I ended up meeting up with Flo, who's another subscriber on the channel and stuff and on the Discord, who also joined me for VIP for the first night. So we had a decent spot, like it was a few rows from the front, from the very front. But that second night, especially with the Kep1er and everything we had, and Weeekly and all that, we had prime spots, which was incredible. So I will play a little bit of this. So this is my Hwasa view. Again, the camera's not great at times. I can only apologise. Oh my god, I love them. They were so good, Kep1er, in terms of the way they were with the crowd and everything. So there's a bit somewhere, so in this video, so there's that YouTube bit where she goes, oh, that was to me. I remember that. And then Yeso just gives me something at some point. Okay, is it a heart? I can't remember. There's one point where Yeso just, in this particular one. It's been quite fun to like scour the internet and try and find videos that include moments that I know are for me. Like remembering all these moments where they give you little hearts and stuff like that. I can't, does Diane give me anything in this one? I can't remember honestly. She might do. Seeing Diane on quite like seeing Diane just there. Mind blown. Oh, that's so good. I love that. Bahia as well, Bahia. I got a few moments from her. There's Yeso, that's her. Give me a little. I mean, in some cases, like it's not necessarily easy to tell. Like sometimes you could say, like, well, they could have been waving at the person next to me or something. Like it's very hard to, you know, work out for definite. But most of them, like it's relatively easy to tell because normally you're doing something to them, so it's like you're obviously doing a heart, or you know, so they'll respond to that. So you kind of know that it's a response to you, which is what makes it awesome. Mia on the first night. So with Mia, what meant a lot to me with Mia was that they were kind of, and this is what's awesome about getting VIP, and this is what I would definitely recommend doing things like VIP passes if they offer the right things with them, is because they get to know who you are throughout the day, and that's something that's really special. I know some of the people I was with had the same experience, where some of these idols, so like with Mia for example, if you end up interacting with them in the red carpet, so like I did, so I gave her the shout, she gave me the little heart and stuff. At that point, she kind of knows who you are. So then you go in the meet and greet, and you get the meet and greet. You walk past, you know, I walk past them, I give her a little heart, say "Standing AO" again. She gives me that interaction back. Again, she recognizes you, she knows you at that point. So then when it comes to the concert, and you know, you start seeing them in the concert and stuff, whenever they clock you, they know who you are. They already know. They recognize you from the meet and greet and from the previous interactions they've had with you, which is really nice. It just makes it so personal because you know then that they're giving you that attention because they know you, because they recognize you, because they appreciate the attention that you've given them. And that's something that's really special. So with Mia, obviously I'd had those 2 moments before then, but in the concert particularly, so towards the end, they come out and they say bye to everyone, and during that bye bit, so I managed to get back, so everyone kind of cleared out a little bit. So Chen came out and did his bit, so it got a bit busy towards the middle, but then the sides were quite free because a lot of people had kind of dropped back at that point. It's very knackering because you have to stand up. I was in VIP standing, you have to stand up for hours and hours and hours. So by the end of it, by the time Chen came out, especially because he was, you know, singing these like lovely little ballady songs and stuff, everyone was chilling at the back. I was chilling at the back of the VIP section. I was lying on the floor, just like chilling out with Chen, just giving these incredible vocals on stage and stuff. I was just chilling out at the back, loving life. But then Sam Kim came out, who had been the first performer on the night, and I realised at that point, they're all coming out again. They're all coming out to say bye. So I hopped up immediately, like a bullet, and went firing towards the front, trying to get as best a spot as I could, thinking Everglow are going to come out again here. So I managed to get like pretty far forward, like pretty much to the barricade, for when Everglow came out. So Everglow came out and started saying bye and stuff like that. And then on the way out, Mia clocked me. So I'd give her a little heart, and she responded to that, and then she kind of clocked me on the way out. So and this is why it's so special, because I knew it was for me. So I gave her a little heart, and I did a thumbs up. I don't know why. You're not even thinking. You just do it. In fact, I think it was one of them, like half. So she responded with the other half. She did that, and then she gave me the thumbs up back. So I knew it was to me because I was like, I did a thumbs up as well. And then on the way out, I blew her a kiss, and she blew me a kiss back. And I was like, oh my god, this is the best moment ever. It was just incredible. I blew her a kiss because I'd seen someone else do it. Like someone else had done it to her, or she had blown someone else a kiss. So I thought, well, I'm getting one of them. I'd like her to blow me a kiss. So I went for it, and she did it. She did it back to me as she was walking out. And again, it's such a wonderful experience because it's so personal. It feels so personal, and that's what I loved about it. And the same thing with Dion. I had the same thing with Dion as well. where, like I say, throughout the day, so I got a lot of interactions with her on the red carpet and stuff. She saw my sign and stuff. She was giving me hearts and things because she'd seen my sign. And then when they were on the stage and things, anytime she'd look over, she'd give me like a little heart or some sort of interaction. I've still got a few videos and stuff of them on stage where they were interacting with stuff. I got a lot more interactions from Kep1er than I did from Everglow. I think purely because we're at the front. So in the concert and things, I got loads of interactions from. I think the only members I didn't get interactions from with Kep1er were Shouting and Chaehyun were the only two I didn't get anything from throughout the night, which is not their fault. They didn't happen to look over at me. But yeah, I think everyone else I kind of got like a heart or some sort of thing, whatever it may be, which is just incredible. But it's such a personal feeling, and like I say, with Daeon, it was continuous throughout the day. But again, because I think the sign helps a lot, because she obviously recognised me as a Daeon fan. so she thought, right, I'm paying attention to that guy. And then towards the end, she was giving me, as she said bye again, I got some interactions at the end as a kind of goodbye type thing. So it's such a nice experience throughout the day, because it feels like they get to know you, and that's what makes it so special. I would highly recommend anything like that if you doing these kind of things. VIP is wonderful, is absolutely wonderful, and obviously it differs according to what they offer, but it's such a wonderful experience. I could not trade it for the world. And by the way, there were obviously other moments as well. Say with Weeekly, I got a number of interactions as well, the likes of Monday. Sohan gave me a few interactions, which was nice. She's one of my biases. Jihan, I desperately tried to get a lot of interactions from Jihan. Most of the time when I looked over at her and she looked over at me, we weren't like, she'd look over and I'd realise she was looking over too late, and she'd turn away. I was like, damn it, I missed it. And so, like, for some reason, Jihan I just really struggled with. But Jaehee gave me a lot of attention. So yeah, that was incredible as well with Weeekly. Some of the boy groups as well, we got some interactions from. It was just glorious. I didn't manage to get anything from Hwasa, I don't think, from what I remember. But again, I think it was first night, so I was a bit further back, so it was harder to get noticed. But it was just, I cannot describe just how incredible it was. And I do want to point out as well, it's not just the idols. It's not just the idols. It's not just the groups. It's not just that experience that makes it special. It's everything else. Like, the reason I call it the best weekend, my favorite weekend ever, is the best weekend of my life. One of, if not the best weekend of my life. The reason I call it that is not just because of everything I had experience-wise with the idols themselves, although that was obviously a huge part of it. The whole experience and the people I was with, and I do want to talk about that because I've already talked to those people about this anyway, but it still means a lot to me that I get to say it on this channel. The people I was with made that weekend even more perfect because they were incredible. So for those of you that may not know, I went to this event with a bunch of people from the YouTube. So I went with a bunch of people that had subscribed to the channel that I knew because of the channel, that had subsequently joined the Discord server. So these are all people that I've been speaking to for a couple of years now, probably not that long, but a year and a half, I don't know how long it's been. But basically, as long as the Discord's been going on, I've been speaking to these people and getting to know them and stuff. So I already felt like I knew them very well. But then we all decided, a bunch of us decided to meet up for this event in London. So there's people from Canada, Tristan from Canada, there was Dylan from Holland, from Netherlands, there was Matt from in the UK, well, Wales, which isn't quite as impressive, but still. Callum from Scotland. So they were the main ones we initially went with, but then when we were there, we met the likes of Reese, of course, who has very recently joined the Discord as well, who was already a subscriber to the channel, who we bumped into there, and who we got to know through that, and he's now coming to the MIK festival, which is fantastic, so we're going to see him there again. Flo, of course, who I mentioned earlier, he's from France. We bumped into him while we were there. Josh as well, who I didn't get to see as much because I was off doing my VIP thing when they all met him and stuff. But nevertheless, you know, he was there, and so it was such a wonderful experience for that. And the people you're with make the experience. The people you're with, it's such an important part of the experience. And my experience was just, you know, taken to the next level because of the people I'm with. And I can only say a huge thank you for that. Like, you guys were absolutely wonderful. I couldn't have asked for more, you know. And it is nervous, it is nerve-wracking, even though you feel like you know these people. It's when you meet them for the first time, it is a bit nerve-wracking. It is a bit, this is weird, because you're used to not seeing them in person. You used to be chatting to them away on Discord and stuff and typing things at them. So to meet them in person, it is a bit nerve-wracking, but actually it felt so casual, it felt so normal, it felt like we've been friends for years, and we have, and it felt fantastic. So thank you so much to everyone that went, and also to everyone that I met there. For anyone that's watching this video that I may have met when I was at the event, everyone I interacted with was lovely, genuinely lovely. I can't stress enough, like, how positive the whole experience was. And I know K-pop fans get a lot of shit, let's be honest. K-pop fans get a lot of bad press for good reason, because a lot of K-pop fans, you know, are not very nice, quite frankly. They're mean, they're trolls, they're toxic, all the rest of it. Like, that is a part of K-pop, but I think it's a smaller part than we sometimes think, because actually the experience I had personally at this event was so positive. Everyone was lovely, everyone was nice, everyone was helping each other out during the concerts and things. If people needed to get to the front, or people needed to get through to see their friends, people were absolutely fine with it. Sometimes, you know, if people needed water and things, people would be passing around waters and fanning each other and doing all this because it's really hot. You know, there were experiences where, like, people were allowing people in front of them because they were smaller and they couldn't see past people and things like that. I was allowing some of the girls that I was near to kind of get in front of me, to get on the barricade at one point for some of their favourite groups, like the boy groups and stuff that I wasn't as fussed to see because I didn't really know them. So I thought, you know what, you guys might as well go to the front for this and enjoy it and have a good time. And so there were just lovely little moments like that just make you think, actually, this is such a lovely little family. It's such a family feeling. It's such a friendly feeling. And I just loved it for that. I loved the experience for that. I loved watching people have those special moments. You know, like, stood behind people, watching them watch these concerts, watching them have their mind blown by their favourite artists and stuff. It's such a wonderful thing to see. Even when you're not experiencing yourself with some of the groups, to see other people have those experiences is so special. I can't, you know, I need to stop because I've been banging on for so long about this, but it genuinely was such a wonderful, special experience. Seeing these groups and everything perform live is such an experience. It's such a wonderful, like, it's so different. It's so different to watching stages and things, seeing them actually perform these songs live. It gives you a new appreciation of the choreo and everything, the effort that goes into it all. And obviously I had seen K-pop live before. I'd seen Blackpink live a couple of years back, but I was way less into K-pop at that point. I was just getting into K-pop at that point, whereas now I'm fully invested in the whole industry. And so to see all these groups perform live and stuff, it just gives you a new appreciation of what they do. And to be able to be involved in special occasions, like, you know, Kep1er coming on tour like this for the first time in front of crowds, Weeekly being involved in front of crowds for the first time and stuff like this, in this sort of environment. And, you know, I think it was Everglow, you know, Everglow's first time in London and things like that, like things like that. It's just so special to be involved in that. I think you're actually involved in that and you're part of that experience is so special. I did want to mention as well, what I was going to mention earlier about Kep1er is that they were so natural in front of the crowds and stuff, because I wasn't sure. I was thinking, well, this is a group that haven't really had that experience, you know, because of COVID and everything, because of everything that's been going on. They've never experienced that before. They've never experienced, like, here's an arena full of people to deal with, you know, or here's a red carpet event where we're going to throw a bunch of people at you and you've just got to be on a stage in front of them all. They've never really had that before. And so, you know, I was kind of like, well, how are they going to react? What are they going to be like? Are they going to be natural? Or are they going to be quite nervous and insular? They were so natural. They were so genuinely natural. They were so that you could tell they were just having fun. They were just happy to be there. They were interacting with the crowd and everything. It just felt so natural. It felt so good, and I really loved them for that, because they did feel like they just enjoyed it and they just made the most of it. And like I say, with the meet and greets and stuff, in my meet and greet and the videos I've watched since of other meet and greets that people have had with them, they seem so natural and just like laid back and just willing to just interact with fans and stuff. And it was just fantastic for that. Weeekly were the same from the videos I've seen and stuff. A couple of people I went with had meet and greets with Weeekly, so I've seen some of those and stuff, and they seem very natural. Tristan, who obviously went with me, he shook Monday's hand. Like they were just like shaking people's hands and things like that. So just absolutely incredible. Everglow as well were incredibly interactive with the fans. Mia especially, it made me fall in love with Mia even more. The fact that she was so interactive, like she was so, like the whole time when she was stood on stage, she was giving fans hearts and doing this, that and the other. She was responding to fans. Fans would be up there going, Mia, just and doing all these little things, and she'd be doing them back like constantly. It was so nice to see. Dale made me proud because there was one moment in the choreo for, I can't remember what song, it might have been Mask, I can't remember exactly what song it was. I've not got it on camera or anything, but there was a moment which just made me so pleased to be a Diane stan, where she was like in the back of the choreo, she was busy giving a fan an interaction. She was like giving hearts to this fan or something. And she because she was so busy doing that, she forgot to get back in line for the choreo. So you could see her kind of like, she's sort of giving this fan this attention, and then like she'd turn around and go, oh shit. Just realised that she'd missed the choreo and she had to run back into the lineup. And I thought, yes, you're my girl. That is why you're my girl. She's just, I love her to bits. But that's what it's all about for me, you know, the fan interaction, and all that. Like, it felt so positive. The whole experience was so positive. And I'm going to shut up now because I've been banging on for ages, but you know what, it was just unbelievable for anyone. If anyone ever has an opportunity to do this, and I know it's hard because of money and all the rest of it, it's not always possible. It's not always possible for me, to be honest. If you can do it, if you can manage to do it, if you can find a way to do it, please do it. Because I can honestly say I had one of the best experiences of my life at this event, and I am so glad I did it. There were a few moments when I was thinking about doing this and stuff, where even when I booked the tickets and stuff like that, occasionally I'd get thoughts in my head thinking, can I afford this? Can I do this? Should I get a refund? Should I just sell the tickets? Should I not go? Can I do it? You know, and the thought that I could have gone ahead and got a refund like makes me feel physically sick at this point, because I had the experience was so wonderful. I would not trade it for the world. I would not trade it for anything. I could not imagine now having that experience taken away from me, and the thought that I could have taken that experience away from myself is painful. I'm so glad I did it. It was so, like I say, if you get the chance, guys, do it. Please do it. You will not regret it. I cannot stress enough how special this experience was for me, and how glad I am that I got the opportunity to do it. Just wonderful. If you have any other questions, guys, feel free to hit me up about it. Like I say, I'm more than happy to ask questions if you are curious about certain aspects of the event, if you're curious about anything to do with what went on. I'm happy to answer questions and stuff. Obviously I'm on Twitter. Please do join the Discord as well, guys. If you're still watching at this point, by all means, please do join the Discord. Like I say, I've met some wonderful people through it. This whole thing has happened because I went on that Discord. If I hadn't started that Discord, I may not be doing this. I may not be on here talking about this event, because I may not have gone, because I may not have known the people to be able to go with. So please do join the Discord, join the family. It's a wonderful group of people. I cannot recommend it enough. I really can't. So please do that. And like I say, hit me up on any media. You can comment on this video and stuff, and ask me about this event. I'd be more than happy to answer questions. I loved every single second. And with that being said, guys, we'll leave it there. Thank you so much for watching. Please, if you enjoy this video, drop us a like, drop us a comment, and of course subscribe to my lovely self. Join the royal family, become a royal yourself, and I'll see you next time, guys, for the next one. Serenge, I love you all. Goodbye.